2020 senior signings. I'm going to get right into the interview that I had the opportunity of having earlier with Katelyn and Sydney Hornbuckle. Real quickly, Coach Amanda Hockett said some amazing things about both Sydney and Katelyn. Sydney was an extremely dominant pitcher for the Mustang softball program over the past 4 years, and Katelyn Hornbuckle was, in Coach Hockett's words, small but mighty. She was a 2-year starting catcher, 4-year varsity player for the Mustang, and I had a blast interviewing these two girls. Check it out. So Mustang fans, we are here with the Hornbuckle family, Sydney and Katelyn of the Stockdale softball team, and they have signed and committed to play at Colorado State University. How we doing, ladies?
Doing good. Doing good over here.
Well, thank you for joining me in this process. This is something we're learning together as we do this. This is a new venture for the athletic program at Stockdale. So we'll get through this together. Appreciate you being here. First off, you guys, I want to ask you a few questions about the Hornbuckle family, mostly because of just the talent level that has come out of that family and the love for softball. You have an older sister, Cheyenne, at the University of Kansas, and now you two are moving on to play Division I softball yourself at Colorado State University. Where did the talent come from? Where did the love of softball come from? Help the viewers have a better understanding about you and the game of softball.
Okay, so our family, both our mom and dad, our dad played football, our mom played multiple sports, but the sport she really loved was softball, and I think that kind of continued with us. And I think the love really also grew from watching Cheyenne play when we were younger, so always like admiring or just amazed by the sport, just really just wanting to get out there and play.
For one thing, I don't know if even Cheyenne knows this, but we kind of like always looked up to her as an older sister and as an athlete from her playing softball. So she's kind of like my role model to me and probably for her too.
Yeah, whenever they ask the question, who do you look up to, I always put Cheyenne, even if it's for athletics or anything like that. It's always been Cheyenne.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Keeping it in the family, you got to love it. We'll start with Sydney on this one. Sydney, and Katelyn, if you could follow up as well. Why Colorado State? What drew you to the school? What are you excited about?
Well, I got drawn to Colorado State because the coaches themselves were just so energetic, and it really made me feel like I wanted to go here. And they also really pushed their pitchers to not just be a PO. Like, they pushed to let them pitch, play another position, hit, and that's what I wanted to do as an athlete. And that's one of the bigger reasons why I wanted to go there. And the other thing was just the small town feeling of just like how everyone wants to cheer for you. And it's kind of like going to be like a home away for home for me because I feel like I'm going to have a lot of support there.
And like what I'm super excited about going there here in like a few months, so it's coming up, but is how positive everyone is in Colorado and like the coaches, the team. It just really it won't be such a big change for softball. Like, our coaches are such positive and people, and it just is Colorado is such a beautiful state. It's so pretty there, and I'm able to do all the hiking and all the fun stuff you can do. But the only change is the cold. It's going to be a big change for us.
Absolutely. You've had the chance nearly 4 years at Stockdale High School. Your senior year did not end probably the way you wanted it to, being stuck at home under the school closures. But you've had some memories here. You didn't get a chance to defend your Valley Championship that you and the softball girls won last year. But we'll start with you, Katelyn. Do you have any memories that you'd like to share from your time at Stockdale?
One memory that really comes to my mind and that I always think about, and I still have the videos from like all the kids who came to that game and recorded it and all sent it to me after the game, was when I had a walk-off. But it wasn't just about the walk-off. It was running to my teammate Faith Hall and just hugging each other, like just embrace. Like, it was such a great feeling and such a, I don't even know how to explain it, but I don't like. It just gives me butterflies thinking about it.
My memory or my favorite experience at Stockdale was finally getting past the semifinals, because since my freshman year, I've always pitched, and I wanted it for my seniors the most because it was their last chance of being able to do it. And last year, just finally being able to push through our failures of losing in the past and winning was more important to me than Valley. There's a certain picture my mom took, and it was me hugging Izzy, Taylor, or maybe Jaden. It was just us like four, and I was crying. We were all crying because it was like we finally did it, and that was just, for me, it was insane.
That's awesome. I think to circle back there, Katelyn, I believe you're talking about your walk-off hit against Liberty it was a league game, correct?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, and I remember hanging out in my spot in left field by myself, so people didn't hear me get excited, but I got the chills, and when that happened, and just you bringing it up again, it's something that brings that excitement back. And for you, Sydney, that big milestone for you was getting past the semifinal game, and when you pitched against, and I believe it was at Tascadero High School, it was at home, and you beat them 1-0. One of the best games I've ever seen you pitch, and getting out of multiple jams. And you got over that milestone or that plateau to move on and eventually beat Bullard in one of the best games I think I got to see you pitch against the Tascadero. So they're two great memories, and I appreciate you bringing those up for us, for that to share with us. Just to get to where you're at, moving on to Division I softball, it takes a lot of work on your own, and it also takes some help and some encouragement and some motivation. Is there anybody out there that you would like to thank? Somebody that motivated you along the way, gave you inspiration? Sydney, how about we start with you on this one?
There's been a lot of people in my life who've pushed me or helped me be who I am, to be this athlete that I could be. So I'd like to thank everyone, but majority of the time I want to thank my parents for dedicating their time and their life and money to like giving us this ability to get to where we are. They spent 2.5, 3 hours driving us there and back to play softball from LA to Bakersfield. And honestly, I couldn't be where I am if they didn't decide to dedicate their time to me and my sisters to let us be the athletes we are. To move on, I want to thank my coaches, Ken and Roseanne. They were the first to pick up Cheyenne to get us to be able to play down in LA. And they kind of became secondhand parents to Cheyenne, and you can say to us. And they gave us our first opportunity to play down in LA on their team, SoCal Athletics. And I can't thank enough for letting us join their team. I'd like to thank my coaches, Jess and Bruce, for letting us get to their team to where we are now on their top team, and letting us be able to play the sport we love. And I'd like to thank my teachers for always compromising with me when I'm gone and helping me out with my work and just kind of being there for me. It's been great.
The people I really like to thank, of course, I want to thank everyone who's been a part of my life and who's helped me along this journey. But especially the coach who really started us off, especially when our parents weren't there for us, John Westcott. He really took us in when we were younger and had us almost every day. But thank our coaches that had us for travel ball, Ken, Roseanne, the ones who have us now for our last travel years, Bruce, Jess. But I also like to thank our high school, where we spend a majority of our time, Hockett, Sanchez, Mac, the coaches who've been with us the longest and really get to know you when you're spending hours there on the field. And also coaches who spent hours late at night is Jamie and Josh, who we spend going down to LA with, and been really great.
Having really late lessons and kind of sorry, I don't know what happened. Giving advice and support also through just being there for us and coming all the way down to Bakersfield and a lot of that kind of stuff.
I'd also like to thank my teachers as well, because without them, it could have been a struggle for us, but they also helped our academic side. It's not all about athletic, and they really understand how hard we have to work and how much time we have already on our hands, and they allow us to do what we love.
I don't feel we touched up on Hawkett enough to realize how much she really meant to like me as a player, because it's great having the same coach for 4 years in high school. Some girls aren't as lucky. They get switched coaches, or coaches leave because they want to further their own life. And I'd like to really thank Hawkett for kind of being there and kind of pushing me and molding me into a really great high school player. She's kind of been in our family for a while. Like, we knew her before she had her daughter, and now we know her younger daughter. And it's just, she's also been like a secondhand parent too for coming in Bakersfield and being a coach.
Well, I think that's awesome, ladies. And I think as a past coach myself, I could probably speak for just about every one of your coaches when they're going to say thank you to you. The type of student athletes that you are the reason that we got into this. And we love using the platform of athletics to serve. So I think that's pretty cool of you to thank all of your coaches in the past and singling out a few as well along the way. Ladies, is there anything else that you could leave us with? Maybe a nugget of knowledge, maybe something you want your Stockdale staff members to remember you by? Is it something that we can take from this interview?
I would say just keep doing what you're doing for us, students and athletes. You guys have put in a lot of work, and obviously if we didn't get our water from Mr. Waters, or if we didn't have you, Mr. Roberts, to be able to do this interview and be able to help us seniors out who didn't get our last year. And it's a lot. It's been hard not having our senior year, but this kind of makes up for it.
I'd like to thank like all the staff and everyone who's doing a lot for us at this time, because they're doing it on their own time and they don't have to do all this, but they are doing it for the students, and for the students really to thank their teachers around this time, and just believe that there is going to be something next. Like for all the seniors, there's going to be college where you get to decide on what you're doing with your life, and it's just an amazing to think about all the different things that you can venture into.
Thank you, ladies. I think it's this is a tough time being stuck at home with school closures. I think it's pretty special that you get to sit right next to one of your best friends during this time. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to your family. You guys have an amazing family. Please send all the love to Cheyenne, your older sister, when you see her or talk to her again. And from the rest of Stockdale, you will be missed. Make sure you come back and see us after graduation, anytime during holidays. If I find out you're in town and you didn't come back to see your Stockdale staff or coaches, we'll be coming out after you. So thank you, ladies. Thank you again to the Hornbuckle family for allowing us to come into your home via virtual interview. We wish you the best, and we will talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wishing the same for you. Hope you guys are safe.
Thank you, and congratulations again to the Hornbuckle sisters. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, tweet, gram, snap. I choose D, all of the above. Do all of it. And if you want to see the last video, if you missed it, click over here or up here somewhere. I'm still trying to figure that out too. It's up here somewhere. I'm going to try to get it up there. Check back for the next one. See you, Mustangs.